EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. And this will get out of bounds. No worries there, though. That still goes as a touchback. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run here, the former Longhorn with it. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener. And it was the visiting Panthers who came away with the victory in that one. So now they look to take the season series here at home in Charlotte. Here's 2nd and 10.
19 tight.
To throw, Young. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers need just 2 plays on their opening drive to take the early lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Seven nothing is our score. Ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. You look at this Carolina defense. This unit, they're hoping to improve against the pass because right now, Charles, number 27 in the NFL.
They're in the bottom 10 in the league. I mean, when you look at their talent, you would think that they'd be much better. Overall, I don't think there's any question you'd have to say that they've underachieved.
To the air is Rattler. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Now Rattler. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
From the gun, here's Rattler. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 41-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here's Rattler. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Rattler wants to throw it. And he fends him off. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. 33 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
I think what we just saw their partner was linebacking speed that can trump O-line power. We see that at times because he filled the gap before the offensive lineman could get to the next level and take him on.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll throw. Here's Rattler. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Panthers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. And the defense, Charles, they bit a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them at the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
On the ground, it's Brooks to start the drive. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Demario Davis there on the stop.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on 2nd down. Here's Young from the shotgun. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, it's Brooks. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. The Panthers at 3-5, 2 games under 500. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
They'll try and run here with Brooks. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the back.
It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A big play there for Carolina. 49 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
2nd quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Out of the gun, it's Young. Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They'll run the draw with Brooks. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. A tough spot here. 3rd and 15. Throwing, Young. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. This is a 26-yard attempt. And this one is right through. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
Throwing is Rattler. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. He'll drop to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Derek Brown, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Young off the play fake. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and the lead will hold at 10.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here now, 2nd and 4. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Now, there's a reason they call him a ball-hawking safety. It looked like he read that, Charles, and he wasn't stopping there. After he got it, he took it all the way to the house to widen their lead.
And what's interesting to me, Brandon, is that our spotter, Bruce Murray, right before that snap, pointed to his number on my play sheet. Got to see him a little bit as a ball hawk and a return man that time, didn't we? That's just the type of play they expect from him, and he delivers in a big way. Nice call, Bruce.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And running with power here. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. And you hear it all the time, but that's one of the dangers of the blitz. You get past that first wave, nobody else is there.
And when teams blitz, what they're trying to do is make you lose your poise, lose your timing and your tempo. But when you hold it together, you can really hurt them the other way, getting past that first wave.
And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
And this is no good. Close, but he misses just left of the upright.
It's been a nightmare season. You're well under 500. Your defense hasn't really kept in a lot of games, and now it's spilling over to the kicking game. That's 3 points you've got to be able to bank on.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. That one goes for 24 yards. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
Young to throw it. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. He's got it inside the 10. And he will be marked down inside of New Orleans 10. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Here's first and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Now Young. The quick slant caught. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. To the air once more, Young. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
Let's go. Reload. Reload. Go.
Brooks. They'll try to run this one in. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Jonathan Brooks in the final seconds of the first half. And the Panthers would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
And while we weren't quite there yet, you had to start to wonder if there's going to be any life left in this team. And that big return, that could be the exact spark to get them right back into this game.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Back to throw here. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This is
I
caught.
look forward to some TXT.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. He'll look to throw. There's Chris Olave. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Great gains back-to-back. Last time over 30 yards, better than 20 here. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Derek Brown able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
And Shaheed going to go in motion.
2nd and long. That's out to Hill, right side complete.
So what else could go wrong for him here? It's an illegal touching penalty on the outside.
Yeah, Brandon, that really wasn't a very disciplined play, was it? Because you got to know where you are on the field. You can't get that close to the sideline because if you step out of bounds, you can't be the first to re-enter and touch it. That's an easy call for the officials.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Over the middle and complete to Shaheed.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
Kamara is in. Touchdown, New Orleans.
And that's a step in the right direction. This had the feeling of one of those turning point kind of drives. If you come up empty there, it could be a long road back. But they persevered and hung around, and they closed the gap here in the third quarter with their first touchdown of the game.
What the fuck?
I feel like we're going to see more and more of this continue to flow into the NFL game, and that is the quarterback run game. Not successful here going for 2, but it's not something that people shy away from totally anymore either.
In particular, do you think more so around the goal line?
I think so. Anytime it's short yardage, anytime you can go ahead and keep the ball in the hands of the quarterback who's athletic, you go ahead and do that rather than risk a handoff or a pitch.
They just couldn't get it done there, though. 2-point try fails. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Now here's Young. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
Let's go.
They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he is going to lose yardage here. A rough go there on third down, a loss of 4. Here's Sam Martin now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
A give to Kamara running right. And he fumbled. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
They'll start on the ground with Brooks. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40.
Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
43 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Third down, Young from the gun.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Why are you right there? Not up.
That gives him a first down. 3rd and 4, he did just enough. I mean, just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Young going to give to Brooks.
And good running, going to get this down close to a first at the Saints' 20-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
They're a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. They'll stay on the ground with Brooks. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I think that run gives us evidence that the defense is getting a little bit tired out there. They've been out in the field for a long time, and that last run, they just cut right through them.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Let's go.
They run here with Rico. Puts it on the carpet. It's out. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, maybe it hasn't exactly been a Rembrandt, but they've been mistake-free to this point and finally cough it up. I don't think it's going to cost them the game. They should be fine. But, boy, they're going to hate that, going back and watching tape and being able to say we were that close to achieving our goal of 0 turnovers during the game.
A little blemish, but as you say, still comfortably in command. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Kamara gets it again on second down. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
It was a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Rattler working out of the gun. And that's complete downfield to Cooks. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Touchdown, New Orleans. Brandon Cooks. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
And he stopped immediately there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. This defense really clamping down. Although they're losing the game still, this second half has been theirs.
And they're winning it. I almost equate it to being a boxer. And whenever you see a good fight, the guy who is on his toes and doing the punching, that's the guy who's winning. And that's the way they're going at it defensively now. Much more aggressive in their calls, much more aggressive in their pursuit.
3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And the lead will hold at 10. Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, but the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Derek Brown able to record his 5th sack of the season. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. To the air is Rattler. That is incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
From the shotgun, Rattler.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by Martin Emerson. And the Panthers are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. 66 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Good gain there on 1st down, and keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
He was close to flirting with that sideline, but able to stay in bounds like his coach wants him to do and keep that clock moving.
Isn't it funny that we're watching this play when we had that discussion just yesterday about this? What do you do in this scenario? What do what's your mindset? It appeared to me that he'd totally forgotten that he needed to stay in bounds, and then at the last second, oh no, I better get down. And he ended up doing the right thing. But at that point, maybe close to letting it slip away.
And he will have a Panther 1st down. And it is celebration time on that sideline, and they've earned it.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire 2nd half, but their 1st half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the 1st half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the 2nd half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Panthers, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, the difficult season continues as they drop to 1-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.